Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Red Sky Pods. It's Champions League night. It's quarterfinals, and it's the fixture that everyone's looking forward to. No fewer than 19 Champions League trophies between these two sides. We don't count the first five at Real Madrid because they were playing the Farmers down the road, winning like 9-0, weren't they? So 19 between them. Big game. So we'll go through the team, as you can see, run along the ticker at the bottom. We've got Alisson, Trent, Kabak, Phillips, Robbo. Gone for an attacking midfield of Keita, Wijnaldum and Fabinho. And up front, Bobby misses out tonight. It's Salah, Mane and Jota. So, Adam, Southern Scouse, Keita, talk to me. Tell me what you're thinking about Keita.
As soon as that popped up, I was really surprised. I mean, if Klopp had the plan that Keita was going to come into this 11, why is he not giving him 20 minutes against Arsenal? It's my first reaction. I mean, I've got nothing against him, but when's the last time he played for us? Been a while, so to chuck him in at
1972.
He's just not been involved for ages, and then suddenly he pops up in the starting 11 away to Madrid. You know, you look at Thiago, the amount of times he's played against them for Barca, all the quarterfinals and the semi-finals between Bayern and Madrid as well. I thought if you were going to play Thiago, probably off the back of his best performance with Liverpool against Arsenal, suddenly he drops out. So yeah, that was a shock. I'm glad to see Jota though, but yeah, I wasn't expecting Keita.
Dave Cole, does that mean that Klopp thinks he's going to win this tonight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's obviously playing. He's looking for Keita to pick the ball, go try him through the lines and go on his little dribbles that he does. You know, I think he does. He's going for something different tonight, and they weren't expecting us to put Thiago on the bench.
Absolutely. Jay, just coming to you, mate. The late omittance of Varane because of a COVID test. Do you think that changed Klopp's thinking? Do you think he's changed his mind on the team since their two sort of stalwart central defenders won't be available tonight? Will that have changed his thinking?
It must have done, because for me, Thiago was a shoo-in straight away. We look at the performance against Arsenal. The stats were unbelievable in terms of pass completion. Jules won. He was all over the place in that game, and like SS said, arguably his best game in the Liverpool shirt. I think Keita does offer us something different. He's going to be very direct. He's going to try and get at that back four with the three running in behind. Keita, with the runs that he makes with the ball, draws defenders to him, and then that will create the space for someone like a Jota or a Salah to come in, or a Mane to come in and operate. I really think we're going to try and get a hold of this game by the scruff of the neck. It's a gamble, but hopefully it pays off.
So I'm thinking, looking at their midfield, if he goes with Casemiro, Cruz, who was injured out at some point last week, and Modric, whilst they're all technically gifted footballers within their own right, there's not a lot of energy, there's not a lot of pace in there. So if you went and matched them square on with Wijnaldum, Thiago to some degree, and Fabinho, could it have been a stalemate in the middle of the park? Do you think the inclusion of Keita is to ask questions, and particularly of Casemiro, who, whilst he's an established international footballer of decent pedigree, you can't say he's quick and you can't say he's mobile. So do you think, coming back to you, Jay, do you think that's a confrontation that Klopp's engineered to try and create a little bit of space for other people?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we know that Keita on his day is a phenomenal player. There's no doubt in the talent that's there. It's just that he doesn't get on the park often enough to get the recognition that he's somewhat due. Have we seen the Naby Keita that we signed yet? I don't really think we have. He's been with the club 3 years now, and he's still waiting to kind of emerge from that kind of those kind of performances that we saw him doing in the RB shirt. This is better time than any. We're coming up against Real Madrid. It's do or die now. We want the Champions League. It's a competition that we are steeped in glory in. So we have to go for it. And I think, like you said, when Klopp saw that there's no Varane, there's no Ramos, he'd have been licking his lips saying, let's go for the jugular and take everything tonight and make it impossible for them to get back in this tie in the second leg.
Yeah, I would agree. Coming back to you, Adam, just a quick one on Real Madrid's expected lineup. Obviously, I've not spent too much time looking at that because I like to focus on my team rather than their team. But you would see that Real Madrid will use Vinicius Junior's pace on the left hand side potentially against Trent. Much has been written about Trent in the last couple of days with Gary Neville and his comments regards the Euros and Kieran Trippier and things like that, which is clickbait for Sky as far as I'm concerned. No man in their right mind would take Kieran Trippier over Trent. Do we expect again off the back of that? Do we expect a little bit of psychology from Real Madrid to say the lad's under a bit of pressure? There's people saying he can't defend. There's a bit of pressure on him. His place for the Euros is up for debate. Let's play down that side of Liverpool's defence. Do you think we're going to see that again tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at Real Madrid's last 2 games in the Liga, one against Eibar at home and one against Celta Vigo away, and they played a 4-diamond in midfield in one of those games with Casemiro sitting, Kroos and Modric in the middle, with Asensio in the number 10, with a Benzema and Vinicius front 2. So looking at the 11, that's absolutely a possibility again tonight. Whether they'll go 2 up front with a diamond, or as you say, again they could do a 4-3-3 with a Casemiro, Kroos, Modric, Asensio maybe coming from the right, and as you rightly say, Vinicius against Trent. But personally, I think we might see both of them tonight, depending on how the game goes. I think they've got the option to adjust if they score early. Maybe they go into a free, or if they really need the goal, they push Vinicius through the middle as well. So I think we'll probably see both of them at some stage. But it's funny you say about Trent being the one to get at right back for Liverpool. I look at Real Madrid's team; they've got Lucas Vazquez at right back. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he's a winger, isn't he? So it's almost like, I know Chelsea tried Hudson-Odoi at wing back, didn't they, towards the start of the season for 5-10 games, and it was pretty much an epic fail as far as I'm concerned. So I think we can get at them in the same way. So Mane versus Vazquez for me is just as much in a winnable position for us as Vinicius against Trent, and I'd back Trent to the hills. He should be in that England squad. He should be in that England team. So without Varane, without Ramos, I thought they might even try a back 5, but it'll be I think they're there to be had tonight. I really do.
Interesting comments about playing players out of position. We wrote the book on that this year, mate. So kind of have to be careful about criticising teams for not playing players in their positions.
True that.
Short of playing Mane in goal, mate, we did it all, didn't we?
Very true.
So back to you, Dave Kong. You're really confident for tonight, aren't you? You've been saying all day, all week, that you're going to see a barnstorming performance from the Reds. Just why are you so confident, Dave? Tell me why you're so confident.
We've got European pedigree. Liverpool Football Club are European royalty, and we're quite often this season, because of what happened last season, we murdered everyone. We won a lot in European League and World Champions. Although we've had a blip, that's due down to injuries. Like, you can't really differentiate any other way on that. But the last couple of weeks, Liverpool now have shown what we are capable of. I can understand why he's done what he's done with putting Keita in, but I'm a little bit concerned about him not putting Thiago in. But you can understand why when he's picking between the lines, going with Keita. And obviously, he's going for it tonight, which you can't knock him for. He's really going for it. And I was looking at it and thinking about it more. You've got to respect Klopp there for what he's done there tonight. He's going there to Real Madrid away. He's showing serious balls by putting Keita in, for what Keita can offer. But Keita has got to deliver tonight. He has got to deliver tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I can see Fabinho and Wijnaldum winning the ball and feeding Keita in positions where, because he can go off either foot. The thing I really like about Keita is his first touch very often is to chop into the ball and change its direction, because that's the hardest player to mark. He's very adept at going off either hip, very well balanced, and got lovely ball control, quick feet. So I can see him testing Casemiro tonight. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to play him. Whether Thiago's got a little niggle, we don't know. I'm not sure trying to hit Real Madrid from 35, 40 yards out is the right thing. I think Keita's got a little bit more in him in terms of just slipping that little ball inside the central defender, inside the full back, and allow one of the wide men to run onto it. So I think Liverpool have been really, really attacking. I'm surprised. He's going for it, which is really, really good to see. And I'm sure we'll enjoy the game. Just coming to you, Jay. Obviously, Real Madrid's biggest threat for me is a man that gets overlooked frequently when we have a conversation about the world's top strikers. I'm not a fan, but he is effective. Karim Benzema will offer us quite a considerable threat tonight. You're a man who watches a bit of football. Talk to me about Benzema and talk to me about what threats he poses to Kabak and Phillips.
Benzema is a poacher. Ultimately, he wants the ball in the space between the goalkeeper and the first yard box. That's where he wants the ball, and that's where he's most effective. If you can get the ball into him there, what it does is it causes the goalkeeper to either commit and for the defenders to be caught in no man's land. And in that place, there's no one better in the world at finishing that ball first time finish. Scores a variety of goals, tap-ins, headers. He's never been one for a long-range screamer. He's not those kind of strikers. But what I think he's going to do tonight,
he'll do that now you've said that. Can't say things like that.
What I think he's going to do tonight is he's going to probably try and play up against Kabak, because he would probably view Kabak as the weaker of the two in terms of the physicality. Benzema doesn't really like physical battles. So if he tries and plays up against Phillips, he's going to get drawn into a dogfight, and we know what the outcome of that's going to be. Phillips is going to win everything in the air. He's going to have no opportunities of getting the ball in behind, because Phillips has shown that he has got a little bit of recovery options in him where he can recover and win a ball back. So I see the inclusion of a Vasquez trying to get down the line and putting that ball into that dangerous area for Benzema. We know what Modric can do. He's going to be trying to slip balls in behind constantly. We know what Toni Kroos can do as well, who actually as well this season has become a goal threat. He's scored more goals in terms of average this season than he has done throughout the majority of his career. We never really associated Toni Kroos as a goal scoring midfielder, but he started to get into those more advanced positions and picking up the ball on the edge of the box, and he's finding the back of the net. So that's another thing for us to worry about, with us playing that little bit deeper to obviously cope with the fact that Phillips and Kabak don't necessarily have much pace. We're going to have to get Ginny in and around them too. We're going to have to get Fabinho in and around them as well to try and cut off the supply from the midfield. Overall, I see it being comfortable for Liverpool tonight, to be fair. If we can win that midfield battle, I do, with the firepower you've got up front. With respect to Benzema, I'm not too concerned. I think we can, nullify that, to be fair.
I'm looking forward to the two formations Adam's given us. I'd be surprised if they went with the diamond, because that exposes the back two, which will be Nacho and one other tonight. So I imagine they would be relishing having one sat in front. I still see them going with quite a defensive midfield three. If you're Zinedine Zidane today, you've got the issues, you've got centre defence. We speak well about this because we've been there all season. You want to be in the tie in the next leg, don't you? You can't go into a situation tonight where Liverpool come all guns blazing. You put out an attacking performance, we get in behind you 3 times, and suddenly you got to score 4 goals away from home in the second leg. As good as Real Madrid have been in the past, they're not that side anymore. You wonder whether they could do that. Also, just thinking about it, if they play with a 3, essentially they lack a bit of pace. I would think that Kabak would be as quick as Benzema at the moment in terms of recovery speed. Benzema's never been quick. He's all the things that you said he would be. So would it not make sense to try with a slightly higher back line to keep Benzema out of the areas where he wants to hurt us? It's a really interesting mix tactically. I'm really looking forward to it. I know you guys are too. You've all turned up with Liverpool tops looking focused and switched on, and that's what we want. So just coming back to you, Adam. Could be a good night for Mane tonight. It's got to change for him, hasn't it? We've got to see some form at some point.
It's got to, isn't it? I mean, like you say, Firmino and Mane have been the most ineffective, haven't they, this season? But Jota, when he come on against Arsenal, we still haven't scored a goal until that moment. He revitalises this team, and the energy that he gives everybody else around him, I think, it's just invaluable. So the biggest name on the team sheet for me tonight is Jota. But we all know what Mane is capable of. He usually saves his best for the Champions League anyway. You know, Bayern away, you know, goals against Porto. He always seems to turn up on the big occasions, doesn't he? So, you know, he even scored against Madrid in the final, didn't he, a couple of years, 3 years ago? Yeah. So it'd be great to see Mane, you know, back to his best, because if we get Mane, Jota, and Salah firing, you know, that for me feels like the front three that we had 2-3 years ago again. You know, Firmino is, we can't disagree that he's fallen off. You know, he's not completely gone. I think he's still valuable, but in terms of starting this kind of game, Jota for me all day long. So it'd be great to see, you know, those three really hit the heights, because you mentioned Benzema. You know, he's got 5 goals in 6 Champions League games this season. He might not be as rapid as he was 5-10 years ago, but he still hits those numbers, you know, whether that's penalties and stuff like that. But I look at us against Leipzig in the last round, and they've got similar. They've got like Poulsen, for example, up front, a big, strong guy. You know, Benzema is going to be playing a similar way. So I think Phillips and Kabak, especially with Fabinho in front of them, relish that kind of challenge. You know, you mentioned Vinicius. He's the one to watch, because any pace past those two, you're gonna struggle. But you would hope Trent and Robertson will probably be a bit more, you know, less cavalier as they were against Arsenal, a little bit more wary of the threat away in the Champions League. But for me, it's all about scoring a goal, even if we let in 2. If we get 1 and take it back to Anfield, because that Atletico Madrid game last season, when we came away with a 1-0 defeat, you know, it takes Atletico Madrid to score, or Madrid to score at Anfield, and suddenly you've got 3 goals to score. So I think even if they get a couple of goals, if we come away with 1, Jota, Mane, or Salah, I'm going to be very happy.
Asensio could be a key player tonight. A lovely footballer. I've got a really great appreciation of his left foot, what he's capable of, what he sees. Another midfielder that lacks pace, to be fair, but makes up for it in terms of intelligence and seeing what's on and around him, and is very aware when he's receiving the ball, who is where they are, and how quickly he can move the ball to them. So that would be an interesting battle for Fabinho versus Asensio. Should they go with the diamonds? Personally, I think they'll be patient and a little bit defensive tonight, purely because of the problems they've got in the centre of their defence. And I'm not Zinedine Zidane, but if it was my game and it's my quarter-final against Liverpool, I certainly wouldn't be lambs to the slaughter tonight. Dave, Genie's back. How good is that?
Excellent. Totally, you know, I was a little bit taken aback when he done the last game when he put Milner in. But tonight, I think Ginny is going to show Liverpool why we've had all this. Is he going? Is he staying? You know, Liverpool Football Club tonight are going to be a lot more concerned. Should I say, Liverpool Football Club tonight aren't going to be concerned about who's playing for Real Madrid. It's going to be the other way around. You know, Liverpool set out their stall and won how many European Cups on going away from home and getting a result and grinding it out. And that's why we've gone the way we have tonight. I'm not concerned what Real Madrid do tonight. They're going to be concerned about what you know, Liverpool are going to do. You know, we're going out there tonight to score as many away goals as we can to take back to Anfield for the second leg. If we don't do it tonight, which I think we will anyway, we're going to take them apart on Anfield.
You just want Dave in your dressing room, don't you, before the game?
Yeah.
How can that not motivate
25 years of rugby, mate. As far as I'm concerned, if you don't want to pull them football boots on, or whatever sport you're playing, you put that shirt on and you put everything into 90 minutes. If you don't think you should win, or you can win by sheer grit, determination, effort, and skill, you shouldn't pull the boots on, and you shouldn't put the Liverpool Football Club shirt on.
I agree. Dave, I don't think it ever rains at your house, does it, mate? I think the sun's out 24 hours a day at your place, isn't it? Absolutely. So there's a lot of confidence in this room tonight. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, I will pick you up on something, Dave. Yeah, we've won a lot of European trophies. They've won a lot more, doing exactly what you've just said. So it's really intriguing in the sense that, you know, it is 2 of the European powerhouses coming together. It's a mouth-watering tie. There's a bit of history with regard to the final and the shenanigans that went on with Sergio Ramos. It would have been nice for him to play tonight, because it would have been nice to watch Salah go by him and score. But it is what it is. We're going for it, which is really positive. What's our major concerns, guys? You've got to be looking at the fact we're playing Real Madrid. We are all confident, and we should be. Coming to you quickly, Adam. Sort of wrapping it up now, last 5 minutes or so. what should we be wary of tonight? Overconfidence?
No, I don't think we've got overconfidence. The run that we've been on, I think we've come back with a point to prove. I think when me and James have spoken about this little mini season, we've come back from this international break. We've got 9 games left in the Prem, now 8. We've got a minimum of 2 Champions League games, and Klopp's looking at this as getting everything we can out of this season. We almost kind of accepted that top 4 was gone. Maybe not on camera, but probably in our heads. And we were thinking all eggs in one basket for Champions League, but did we really feel we had everything in it after that 6 defeats at home? I don't think we did. But bouncing back against Arsenal, we got a result at Wolves, no goals conceded against Leipzig in the last round in 180 minutes. So, yeah, I'm sticking with the confidence. I mean, obviously, Kroos and Modric have been there, done that time after time, but how much more? You look at Liverpool team and you say, oh, couple of years of success, where's the hunger, where's the drive? But this Madrid team have got a lot of players that have been there, done that, and are a lot older overall average age than our team is. I mean, Asensio picked up a goal at the weekend for Madrid, so he's a tricky player. Vinicius is all about pace, but has he got that in product over a season? Numbers wise would suggest not, but Benzema has got to be the main man. He's not someone that I would personally look to put in a world 11 or, in terms of transfers and stuff. But, he's been at Madrid for a long, long time. And there's a reason for that. Even though Ronaldo has moved on, he's still hitting those numbers in any which way. But yeah, I'm thinking Fabinho in front of those two. The clean sheets lately have been great. Let's fingers crossed we can keep them out and nick one.
Very well put, mate. I enjoyed listening to that. Thank you. Dave, what should we be wary of? You can just say nothing if you like, because I know what you're thinking.
No, I'm not concerned in any way, shape, or form what Real Madrid tonight. I'm not. They're going to be worried about us. Liverpool aren't going over there tonight to nick the odd goal. The players I fancy tonight for Liverpool are Trent Alexander-Arnold. After what's happened, he is going to be wanting to rip them apart tonight in his wing play and his forward passing and his free kicks. And the one I fancy tonight, he's touched on it before, was Sadio Mane. He's not scored. He hasn't set the world on fire. But on a European level, there's not many better.
No, you're quite right. Sadio's a legend, mate. And it was only a year ago we were saying he was Liverpool's most important player and he's having the season of his life. I've said it many, many times. The fact we haven't got a system, the fact that we've been playing with square pegs and round holes. Both the fullbacks have suffered, particularly down the left-hand side, where Ronaldo has played with more defensive responsibility this year. And I think as a result of it, a little 3-man triangle on the left-hand side with Gini, Mane and Robbo, we just haven't seen that. So it'll be interesting to see. Finally, with you, Jay, just to sort of get your summary on things Liverpool should be cautious about tonight.
Look, we can't forget we're coming up against Real Madrid. They possess talent all over the park. I think Vinicius will be a concern, only because if Trent vacates that space like he so often likes to do, Vinicius will play into that pace, into that space, and then offer the ball to Benzema. And my concern will be the Benzema versus Kabak battle. That's a concern of mine, only because Benzema's a clever player. And if he can find a way to isolate Kabak, that's a slight concern. But hopefully, with the formation we've picked, we're going all guns blazing. So we're almost saying, let's have a shootout. Let's have a shootout, and let's go all guns blazing, because ultimately Jota at the moment probably one of the best strikers in Europe currently in terms of form, in terms of club form and international form. Yeah, he's doing incredibly well. Mane, we know what Mane can do. I don't want you to wax lyrical about him. And Salah, still top Premier League goal scorer, arguably in a Liverpool team that's faltered this year. That's incredible. The stats, the goal scoring stats are insane. So there's goals in our front three. And then if you put Firmino into that, he can create. So I think we've got enough to handle them, but the Kabak and Benzema battle will be a slight worry in the back of my mind with that space that Vinicius could potentially occupy.
Just touching on that, with Phillips and Kabak, correct me if I'm wrong, both being right-footed, they can switch. If Benzema decides to pick one out, they only need to switch 7 quick, come flat and swap over. That's not uncommon, is it? I think you're right. I think Phillips is one of the most aggressive centre-halves in European football right now. You know, that ball's there to be won. He's winning it. And I love that about him. Makes him a little bit rash, but especially if he doesn't get it, and then there's always a runner in behind him because he commits so much to trying to win that ball. It's all very well having a ball winner, and we love them, but what you've got to have is somebody there to pick up bits and pieces. And if that's done on the right-hand side of our central defence, that is something that you can level at Trent. That at times he doesn't read the game well enough with regards to that. Or alternatively, he's been so far up the field when it's broke down and the opposition tried a quick transition, which Real Madrid will do tonight if they've got pace and Vasquez and Vinicius, which they have. I expect them to bypass their midfield from time to time, which is why I still think they'll go with the protected midfield of Kroos, Modric and Casemiro. So that's it, guys, for our pre-match. Come and join us at 10:15 for the post-match, where hopefully all 4 of us, and maybe Ian will join us, I'm not sure. We'll all have massive smiles on our faces because we'll have done the business. Dave Conn will be on 37 pints of Stella, so he'll be well away. So we'll be able to...
Madrid, isn't he? I'm going to join him.
It's only me third.
Yeah, your third bucket full, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, guys, listen, enjoy the game. See you at 10:15. And let's go. I hope we enjoy it, lads. And we've got something to be happy about later on. Take care. Enjoy the match, guys.
Cheers.
Come on.